I love seeing Delaware from a bicycle. It is just such a gorgeous state. And for the most part, pretty flat, too.
The topography lends itself to...
It does. Because I've ridden in places where it's much more mountainous.
Yeah.
And it's fun, but it's...
more challenging.
Yeah. Although, you know, I tell you, when you get up northern Delaware, the, you know, the Brandywine Valley, the rolling hills and all that stuff, it can be harder than it looks.
Yeah. So, Governor, tell us sort of about why you're so passionate about biking.
Well, I mean, really for two reasons. One, of course, the exercise. I don't like running. I did the Philadelphia distance run back in 1996. It's a half marathon. And during the entire race, I passed a total of 5 people. 4 of them were walking and one was getting CPR. It was just not a fun experience for me. And I'm really not a runner. And so biking is just, you know, great exercise. And it's also a fantastic way of seeing places. And I love biking in Delaware. It's a great state. I love this part, riding around here, around Port Penn, and this whole area on Route 9, just beautiful. But I love riding the whole state.
Have you been into it for, is it something you've recently gotten more into, or something you were into from when you were young?
I rode as a kid, but not all that seriously. And even now, I wish I could do it a lot more. I'm not in any kind of club, because when I ride with serious riders, I usually fall pretty quickly back to the back of the pack, but it's a lot of fun. I'd say maybe 6 years ago or so.
So you say you don't get to do it as often as you like. How often do you get up on the bike?
Well, now that the weather's better, you know, probably a couple times a week. Sometimes I'll ride to work, which I like doing. It's I generally take the long way around to try to avoid some of the tougher areas.
Right.
But you know, I'll ride on a weekend. I've done Bike to the Bay a bunch of times. I've ridden the whole state several times. Usually takes me a couple days. We've gone on a bunch of biking vacations as a family. We went out to Washington State a couple times. We did the Canadian Rockies.
That's a bit different terrain.
Very different. And we also did Prince Edward Island in Canada. And then a couple years ago, I took my son. We did a trail in Virginia called the WNOD Trail, 46-mile trail. Started way past Dulles Airport and rode close to Washington, and then we picked up another trail, another 6 miles, and rode right into the district. And it was great. And I want more and more people to come to Delaware to enjoy the same kinds of opportunities. There are just so many benefits to improving the bike system here in Delaware, trails and the like. I mean, first of all, it's great for people's health. We've obviously got a problem across the country with obesity, people living a lifestyle that's too sedentary, so anything that we can do to encourage people to get out and walk and bike is great. And then in addition, it's actually an economic development tool, both in terms of more people wanting to come here to ride, you know, touring, spending money locally. But the other thing is the kinds of companies that we want to expand in Delaware, they want to be able to recruit the best possible talent. And the best possible talent generally wants a nice lifestyle. And so if they know there are great places that they can go with their families on the weekend and ride and walk and hike, that's all good. And so it's really a lot of benefits from it.
The main effort, I guess there's 4 main areas: Wilmington and Newcastle, Wilmington and Newark, Dover to sort of the Smyrna area, Georgetown to the beaches that are sort of the primary focus. Yeah, there are a bunch of projects statewide,
and you're right. I mean, we're really excited about the potential of going, for example, from Georgetown over to Lewis. There's some things right around the beach. There's some great connecting trails up in Newcastle County, as well as Kent County. So what we're trying to do is do more interconnection between areas, and also just some discrete trails that people can get out for shorter rides as well.
When you get out on the bike, and I know you don't do it as often as you'd like, Do you ever roll over in your head? What do you think about? You roll over in your head policy things and sort of think about the way things are and the way you want things to be?
Well, that's a good question. Earlier in the season, when I'm not in as good shape, I'm not thinking about much of anything.
You're concentrating on breathing, right?
I am concentrating on breathing. There have been a few times where I've had to get off my bike and lie in the nearest yard. I like to ride with a friend. Usually, I'll either ride by myself or with a friend. And if it's with a friend, I let them do most of the talking so that I can breathe and they can get tired.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. But I do like riding with usually one other person, sometimes a neighbor, sometimes some other friends. But otherwise, honestly, when I get out, and I ride a lot around the sort of northwestern Newcastle County area, sometimes cross into Pennsylvania, just that whole area. And I just love being out. I love the beauty. I love the sort of the wind, going past. For me, it's a form of relaxation. Sometimes I'll get some good ideas out there.